What if I told you that every single night you're receiving messages from a part of yourself that knows things your conscious mind can't even comprehend? Messages that could transform your life, solve your deepest problems, and reveal your true purpose. This isn't some new age fantasy. This is the revolutionary discovery of Carl Jung, one of the most brilliant minds in psychology. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to decode these nightly messages. But first, let me tell you about a dream that changed everything. In 1913, Carl Jung, already a successful psychiatrist, had a terrifying vision. He saw a massive flood covering all of Europe, turning into blood. Bodies floated in the crimson waters. He thought he was going insane. But then, World War I broke out, and Jung realized something extraordinary. His unconscious mind had been warning him about the coming catastrophe. This was the moment that changed psychology forever. You see, most people think dreams are just random brain activity, your leftovers from the day getting processed. But Jung discovered something that neuroscientists are only now beginning to prove. Your dreams aren't random at all. They're messages from what Jung called the collective unconscious, a part of your mind connected to all of human history, all of human wisdom, and most importantly, to your own deepest truth. Think about it. Have you ever had a dream so vivid, so meaningful, that you couldn't shake it off? Maybe you dreamed about someone right before they called you, or you had a nightmare that warned you about a decision you were about to make. That's not coincidence. That's your unconscious mind trying desperately to communicate with you. Here's what's really mind-blowing. Jung discovered that we all share certain dream symbols. No matter where you're from, what language you speak, or what culture you belong. Certain images appear in dreams across all of humanity. He called these archetypes, and understanding them is like having a universal translator for your dreams. Let me share something that will change how you see your dreams forever. Jung identified several key archetypes that appear in everyone's dreams: the shadow, the anima or animus, the self, the hero, the mother, the father, the trickster. These aren't just symbols. They're living parts of your psyche, trying to guide you toward what Jung called individuation, becoming your complete, authentic self. Take the shadow, for example. This is everything you've rejected about yourself, everything you've pushed into. The darkness. In dreams, the shadow often appears as a dark figure, someone you fear or despise. But here's the twist that most people don't understand. The shadow isn't your enemy. It's the part of you that holds your hidden strength, your suppressed creativity, your denied power. When you dream of being chased by a dark figure, that's not a nightmare. That's an invitation to reclaim a part of yourself. I remember when I first learned about this, I had been having recurring dreams about being chased through dark corridors by a faceless figure. Traditional dream interpretation would say I was running from my fears. But using Jung's method, I realized I was running from my own power, my own potential. The day I turned around in my dream and faced that figure, my entire life changed. That's the power of understanding Jungian dream analysis. Now, let's talk about the anima and animus. This is where it gets really interesting. Jung discovered that every man has a feminine aspect in his psyche, called the anima, and every woman has a masculine aspect called the animus. These aren't about gender roles or stereotypes. They're about the complementary energies within all of us. In dreams, the anima might appear to a man as a mysterious woman who guides or challenges him. The animus might appear to a woman as a wise man or a group of men offering counsel. These figures represent your connection to your unconscious mind. They're literally messengers between your conscious self and the vast ocean of the collective unconscious. But here's where most people get it wrong. They think dream interpretation is about looking up symbols in a dream dictionary. Snake equals sexuality. Water equals emotions. That's not how Jung's method works at all. Jung believed that while certain symbols are universal, their specific meaning depends entirely on your personal associations and life context. Let me give you a concrete example. Say you dream about a snake. A typical dream dictionary might tell you it represents transformation or hidden fears. But Jung would ask you, what does a snake mean to you personally? Maybe you had a pet snake as a child, and it represents comfort. Maybe you're terrified of snakes, and it represents a specific fear in your life. Maybe you're a biologist, and snakes represent your professional life. The symbol is universal, but the meaning is deeply personal. This is why Jung developed a technique called active imagination, and this is where things get really powerful. Instead of just analyzing your dreams after you wake up, you can actually enter into dialogue with your dream figures while you're awake. You can continue the dream, ask questions, receive answers. It sounds crazy, but thousands of people have used this technique to solve problems, heal trauma, and discover their life purpose. Here's how you do it. Find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and recall a significant dream image or figure. Maybe it's that shadowy figure that's been chasing you, or that wise old man who appeared in your dream last week. Now, instead of analyzing this figure, imagine them in front of you. Start a conversation. Ask them why they're in your dreams. Ask them what they want to tell you. The responses you get might surprise you. They come from a part of your mind that knows things. Your conscious mind doesn't. Jung himself used this technique throughout his life and credited it with his most important psychological discoveries. But dreams aren't just about personal psychology. This is where Jung's theories become truly revolutionary. He believed that, through our dreams, we tap into what he called the collective unconscious. This is a layer of the unconscious mind that's shared by all of humanity. It contains the experiences, wisdom, and knowledge of our entire species. Think about the implications of this. When you dream, you're not just processing your own experiences. You're connecting to a vast reservoir of human experience. This is why people across cultures and throughout history have similar dreams about flying, being chased, losing teeth, or finding hidden rooms in familiar houses. These aren't just personal symbols. They're humanity's shared psychological inheritance. Jung discovered this through studying thousands of dreams from people around the world. He found that patients with no knowledge of ancient mythology would dream in symbols that matched perfectly with myths from cultures they'd never encountered. A European patient would dream of symbols from ancient Chinese alchemy. An American would dream in patterns that matched Aboriginal Australian mythology. How is this possible unless we all share some deeper connection? This brings us to one of Jung's most fascinating concepts, synchronicity. You know those moments when you think of someone and they suddenly call? When you dream about something and it happens the next day? Jung believed these weren't coincidences, but meaningful connections between your inner psychological state and outer world events. Dreams are often the first place where synchronicities appear. You might dream about an old friend you haven't thought of in years and run into them the next day. You might dream about a specific symbol, then see it everywhere in your waking life. These synchronicities are like signposts, showing you that you're on the right path, that your unconscious and conscious minds are aligning. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This sounds too mystical, too unscientific. But here's what's fascinating. Modern neuroscience is actually confirming many of Jung's insights. Studies show that during REM sleep, when most vivid dreams occur, your brain is incredibly active, making connections between disparate pieces of information, solving problems, and processing emotions in ways your waking mind can't. Researchers have found that the same brain regions active during dreaming are involved in creativity, problem solving, and emotional processing. They've discovered that people who pay attention to their dreams show increased creativity, better emotional regulation, and enhanced problem-solving abilities. Jung was right all along. Dreams aren't just neural noise. They're your brain's way of integrating information and guiding you toward psychological wholeness. Let me share one of the most powerful dream interpretation techniques Jung developed: amplification. Instead of reducing a dream symbol to a simple meaning, you expand it. You explore its connections to mythology, fairy tales, religious symbolism, and cultural stories. This isn't about imposing external meanings on your dreams. It's about recognizing that your personal symbols connect to universal human themes. For example, if you dream about climbing a mountain, don't just think about what mountains mean to you personally. Consider all the mountain symbolism throughout human history. Mountains as places of spiritual revelation. Moses receiving the commandments. Buddha achieving enlightenment. Mountains as challenges to overcome. Mountains as symbols of achievement and perspective. By amplifying the symbol, you discover layers of meaning that enrich your understanding of the dream's message. But here's the real secret that most people miss about Jungian dream work. It's not about figuring out what your dreams mean. It's about developing a relationship with your unconscious mind. Your dreams are one side of an ongoing conversation. The more attention you pay to them, the clearer and more helpful they become. I've seen this happen countless times. People who start recording their dreams, reflecting on them, engaging with them through active imagination, report that their dreams become more vivid, more meaningful, more obviously connected to their life challenges. It's as if the unconscious mind, finally being heard, starts speaking more clearly. This brings us to the ultimate purpose of dream work in Jung's psychology: individuation. This is the process of becoming whole, of integrating all aspects of your psyche into a unified self. Your dreams are like a GPS system for this journey. They show you what parts of yourself you need to integrate, what challenges you need to face, what potentials you need to develop. Every nightmare is showing you a fear that needs to be faced. Every recurring dream is highlighting an unresolved issue. Every powerful dream symbol is pointing toward an aspect of yourself that wants to be acknowledged and integrated. This isn't just about psychological health. It's about becoming who you're meant to be. Jung believed that each person has a unique purpose, what he called their personal myth. Your dreams are constantly pointing you toward this purpose. They're showing you the story you're meant to live. But most people never learn to read these messages. They go through life feeling lost, unfulfilled, disconnected from their true path, all while receiving nightly guidance that they ignore or forget. Think about your own life for a moment. What dreams have stayed with you? What recurring themes appear in your nighttime visions? What figures or symbols show up again and again? These aren't random. They're clues to your deepest purpose, your greatest potential, your authentic self. Here's a practical exercise you can start tonight. Keep a dream journal by your bed. The moment you wake up, before you check your phone, before you think about your day, write down everything you remember about your dreams. Don't worry about making sense of them. Just record them. Include every detail you can remember. The colors, the feelings, the characters, the settings. After a week of recording, go back and look for patterns. What themes emerge? What emotions are prevalent? What symbols repeat? Don't try to interpret them yet. Just notice. Let your unconscious mind know you're paying attention. You'll be amazed at how your dreams respond to this attention. Then, start engaging with your dreams more actively. Pick a significant dream figure or symbol. Spend some time in quiet reflection or meditation, inviting that figure to speak to you. Ask it questions. What are you trying to tell me? What do you represent? How can I integrate your message into my life? Write down whatever comes to mind, no matter how strange or unexpected. Remember, this isn't about getting the right answer. There is no right answer. It's about developing a dialogue with parts of yourself you normally can't access. It's about expanding your consciousness to include the vast wisdom of your unconscious mind. Jung's approach to dreams is radically different from both the simplistic symbol dictionary method and the purely biological view that dreams are meaningless. He saw dreams as purposeful, intelligent communications from a part of ourselves that's connected to something much larger than our individual ego. This is why Jung's patients often reported not just symptom relief, but profound life transformation. By working with their dreams, they didn't just solve their immediate problems. They discovered who they really were. They found their calling. They connected with a sense of meaning and purpose that transformed their entire existence. And here's something that might blow your mind. Jung believed that not only do we dream individually, but humanity dreams collectively. Major historical events, cultural shifts, and social movements often appear first in the collective dreams of a population. Artists, writers, and visionaries often tap into these collective dreams, bringing forth images and stories that resonate with millions because they're expressing our shared unconscious content. This is why certain movies, books, or artworks seem to capture the zeitgeist perfectly. They're expressing the collective dreams of humanity at that moment. When you work with your own dreams, you're not just doing personal development. You're participating in the evolution of human consciousness. But let me be clear about something. Jung wasn't saying that dreams predict the future in some magical way. He was saying that dreams reveal psychological dynamics that, if understood, can help us navigate our future more wisely. They show us what's developing in our unconscious before it manifests in our conscious life. For instance, many people report having dreams about their relationship ending before they consciously realize it's in trouble. The dreams aren't prophetic. They're revealing unconscious knowledge that the conscious mind hasn't yet acknowledged. By paying attention to these dreams, we can address issues before they become crises. This applies to positive developments too. Dreams often reveal our hidden potentials before we're consciously aware of them. Many artists and scientists report getting their best ideas in dreams. The structure of benzene came to chemist Auguste Kekule in a dream. Paul McCartney heard the melody for Yesterday in a dream. These aren't flukes. They're examples of the unconscious mind's incredible creative power. So how do you start accessing this power in your own life? First, take your dreams seriously. Treat them as messages from a wise part of yourself that wants to help you. Second, develop a regular practice of dream recall and reflection. Make it as routine as brushing your teeth. Third, learn to think symbolically. Dreams speak in the language of symbols and metaphors, not literal facts. Fourth, and this is crucial, don't overinterpret. Sometimes a dream is processing the day's events. Not every dream contains profound psychological truths. Learn to distinguish between processing dreams and what Jung called big dreams, the ones that feel numinous, significant, unforgettable. Big dreams often come at crucial life transitions. They might feature archetypal figures or symbols. They leave you with a feeling of awe or significance that lasts long after waking. These are the dreams to really work with, to amplify, to engage through active imagination. But even ordinary dreams can offer valuable insights. They show you your current psychological state. They reveal your unconscious reactions to daily events. They help you process emotions and experiences. By paying attention to all your dreams, you develop a more complete picture of your psychological landscape. Jung's approach to dreams offers something unique in our modern world. In an age of external focus, constant distraction, and surface-level living, dreams call us back to our depths. They remind us that we're more than our conscious ego. They connect us to the vast wisdom of the unconscious, both personal and collective. Working with dreams in the Jungian way isn't just about understanding yourself better, though it certainly does that. It's about participating consciously in your own psychological and spiritual development. It's about becoming an active partner with your unconscious mind in creating a meaningful, authentic life. Every night, you have access to a personal guidance system more sophisticated than any technology we've created. A system that knows your deepest needs, your hidden potentials, your authentic path. All it requires is that you learn its language and engage with its messages. The people who transform. Their lives aren't necessarily smarter or more talented than others. They're often simply the ones who listen to their dreams, who take seriously the wisdom of their unconscious mind, who engage in the work of individuation that Jung mapped out for us. Your dreams tonight might contain the answer to a problem you've been struggling with. They might reveal a part of yourself you've been denying. They might point you toward your next step in life, but only if you're listening. Only if you've developed the skills to understand their symbolic language. This is your invitation to begin that journey. To start tonight with a simple dream journal. To approach your dreams with curiosity rather than confusion. To recognize that in learning to understand your dreams, you're learning to understand the deepest and wisest parts of yourself. Jung once said that who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes. Your dreams are the bridge between sleeping and waking, between unconscious wisdom and conscious understanding. They're waiting for you to cross that bridge, to claim the wisdom that's been yours all along. The question isn't whether your dreams contain valuable guidance. They do. The question is whether you'll learn to receive it, whether you'll develop the relationship with your unconscious that can transform your life, whether you'll answer the call to become who you truly are. Your journey to understanding. Your dream starts tonight, and who knows? The dream you have tonight might be the one that changes everything, the one that reveals your purpose, the one that shows you the next step on your path, the one that connects you to the vast wisdom of the collective unconscious. This is the gift Jung gave us. Not just a theory about dreams, but a practical method for accessing the incredible wisdom that speaks to us every night. A way to transform our lives from the inside out. A path to becoming whole. Your unconscious mind is waiting to guide you. Your dreams are ready to reveal their secrets. The question is, are you ready to listen? Start tonight. Record your dreams. Pay attention. Engage with the symbols. Trust the process. And watch as your life transforms in ways you never imagined possible. Because when you truly understand your dreams, you understand yourself. And when you understand yourself at that deep level, anything becomes possible. This is the power of Jungian dream analysis. This is your invitation to a richer, deeper, more meaningful life. The journey begins with a single dream. What will yours reveal tonight?